Have you ever opened a can of sardines and thought to yourself, this must be a healthy option? Well, think again. While sardines are often marketed as superfoods packed with omega-3s, not all canned sardines are created equal. In fact, many of them could be doing more harm to your health than you think. You won't believe the shocking truth behind some of the most popular brands on the market. Today, I'm going to reveal the 7 canned sardines you need to avoid at all costs and the 2 that are actually safe. Stay tuned as we dive into the dirty secrets that the food industry doesn't want you to know. Sardines are often seen as a healthy snack. Packed with nutrients, including high-quality protein, omega-3 fatty acids, and vitamins, they've earned a reputation as one of the healthiest canned foods. But what if I told you that eating certain brands could actually be damaging your health? Whether it's from excessive salt content, the use of harmful preservatives, or poor sourcing practices, not all sardines are as good as they seem. Let's take a deep dive into the health risks associated with canned sardines and why you need to be selective when choosing your brand. The unseen health risks of canned sardines. Before we get into the brands you should steer clear of, it's important to understand the health risks that come with canned sardines. One of the most significant concerns is the high sodium content. Sardines naturally contain sodium, but the addition of extra salt during the canning process can push your sodium intake to dangerous levels. Excess sodium can lead to high blood pressure, heart disease, and even kidney damage over time. Another risk is heavy metals such as mercury, which are often found in canned fish, including sardines. These metals can accumulate in your body, leading to neurological damage and other serious health issues. While sardines are generally lower in mercury compared to larger fish, the levels still raise concerns for long-term consumption. One of the most popular brands is notorious for packing their sardines with an insane amount of salt. We're talking about almost 500 milligrams of sodium per serving. That's almost a quarter of your daily recommended sodium intake in just one can. This can result in water retention, bloating, and strain on your kidneys. Not to mention, excess salt is linked to a higher risk of stroke and heart disease. You might think you're doing your body a favor, but you're actually setting yourself up for serious health issues down the road. Next up, we have a brand that's loaded with preservatives and artificial flavorings. These chemicals aren't just unnecessary, they can disrupt your hormone levels, especially if you consume them regularly. A study found that artificial chemicals in food can negatively impact your endocrine system, leading to metabolic problems, mood swings, and more. But it doesn't stop there. Many brands use BPA-lined cans, which can leach harmful chemicals into the food. BPA has been linked to reproductive problems, obesity, and increased risk of cancer. Is it worth the risk? Absolutely not. Mercury poisoning is a real concern with fish, and sardines are no exception. Brand 3 is infamous for sourcing sardines from poorly regulated fisheries where mercury levels are off the charts. When you eat fish that's contaminated with mercury, it can accumulate in your bloodstream and cause neurological damage, especially in children and pregnant women. Long-term exposure to mercury can lead to brain damage, memory loss, and severe developmental issues. Is it worth the risk? Absolutely not. Not all sardines are created equal, and the source of the fish matters. Brand 4 is known for sourcing sardines from places that have questionable sustainability practices. When sardines are caught using harmful methods like overfishing or bycatch, not only is the environment negatively impacted, but the quality of the fish also suffers. Poor sourcing means that the sardines may contain higher levels of toxins and contaminants, which can harm your body in the long run. This brand claims to offer light sardines with fewer calories, but here's the catch. It's not because they're made with healthier ingredients. Instead, they've stripped away the nutrients and replaced them with low-quality oils and fillers. This process reduces the nutritional value of the sardines, meaning you're getting less omega-3 and more processed fat. What's worse, these fillers can be linked to inflammation and digestive issues, which are a far cry from the health benefits you might expect from sardines. If you see the words vegetable oil on the ingredients list, Brand 6 is probably using it to pack their sardines. But did you know that many vegetable oils are sourced from genetically modified crops? GMOs have been linked to digestive issues, allergies, and immune system dysfunction.
When you're eating sardines packed in GMO oils, you're unknowingly putting your body at risk of these adverse effects. It's a sneaky way to add cheap filler to the product without considering your health. Paying more for a can of sardines might mean getting a better product, but Brand 7 proves that's not always the case. They charge an exorbitant amount for sardines that are barely better than the cheapest brands on the shelf. The real kicker? Their sardines are packed in cheap oils and lack the omega-3 benefits you're paying for. It's an expensive waste of money, and you're better off buying a more affordable, higher quality brand. The 2 canned sardines that are actually safe. Now let's talk about the good guys. These 2 brands stand out for their commitment to quality, sustainability, and health. Brand A uses sustainably sourced sardines with minimal processing. The fish are packed in high-quality olive oil, ensuring you get the healthiest, cleanest product possible. Brand B offers sardines that are wild-caught, BPA-free, and contain no added preservatives or harmful chemicals. Their sardines are rich in omega-3s, packed in water or high-quality oils, and are free from heavy metals. The risk of bacterial infections in canned sardines. When it comes to canned sardines, one of the most significant concerns that many people overlook is the risk of bacterial infections. During the canning process, if the sardines are not handled properly, they can become a breeding ground for harmful bacteria. Here's what you need to know about this hidden danger. Botulism is one of the most deadly risks associated with canned foods, including sardines. This rare but extremely dangerous bacterial infection is caused by Clostridium botulinum, a toxin-producing bacterium. The bacterium thrive in low-oxygen environments like sealed cans. If the sardines aren't canned at the correct temperature or stored improperly, they can develop botulism toxins. Botulism can cause paralysis, respiratory failure, and even death if not treated quickly. The symptoms may not appear immediately, but include dizziness, blurred vision, muscle weakness, and difficulty breathing. This is why it's essential to check the integrity of the can before consuming any canned sardines. Always ensure there are no dents, bulges, or rust on the cans. Another risk associated with improperly processed sardines is salmonella. This bacterium is commonly found in raw fish, but can also contaminate canned products if the fish is not thoroughly cleaned and cooked. Consuming salmonella-contaminated sardines can lead to salmonellosis, a disease that causes symptoms like diarrhea, fever, nausea, and abdominal cramps. In severe cases, it can lead to dehydration or organ failure, especially in vulnerable populations, such as children, the elderly, or those with weakened immune systems. Listeria monocytogenes is another bacterium that can contaminate sardines if the canning process is compromised. Unlike many bacteria, Listeria can grow at refrigeration temperatures, making it a risk even for properly stored canned sardines. Listeriosis, the infection caused by Listeria, can lead to fever, muscle aches, and in some cases severe complications like meningitis or miscarriage in pregnant women. This is why individuals with compromised immune systems, including pregnant women and the elderly, should avoid consuming canned sardines from unreliable sources. Sardines, like other seafood, can also be exposed to Vibrio bacteria, especially when caught in contaminated waters. Vibrio vulnificus is a particularly dangerous strain that can lead to severe infections, particularly when consumed in raw or undercooked seafood. While canned sardines are usually cooked, improper processing can still allow for contamination. Vibrio infections can lead to sepsis, skin lesions, and even death in extreme cases, particularly for individuals with liver disease or weakened immune systems. The risk of these bacterial infections is not due to the sardines themselves, but to the way they're processed and stored. The canning process involves sealing the fish in an airtight container, which creates a perfect environment for bacteria to grow if the conditions are not met. Here's how the process can go wrong. Improper cooking. Sardines must be cooked at high temperatures to kill bacteria before being canned. If this step is skipped or inadequately done, harmful pathogens can survive and multiply inside the can. Improper sealing. If the can is not sealed correctly, it can lead to aerobic conditions that allow bacteria to flourish. Storage issues. If the sardines are not stored at the correct temperature, bacteria can thrive. Canned sardines should be kept at room temperature, but not in a warm or humid environment that encourages bacterial growth. The first line of defense is to buy sardines from reputable brands that follow strict quality control measures. Look for cans that are labeled as BPA-free and check for any signs of damage or bulging. Always store canned sardines in a cool, dry place and make sure they're consumed before their expiration date. If you find that the can is dented, swollen, or leaking, it's better to discard it, as these are signs that the food inside could be compromised. Furthermore, always ensure that the sardines are cooked thoroughly and that there are no strange smells or unusual color changes before consuming them. While sardines are generally safe, taking these precautions can significantly reduce the risk of foodborne illnesses. So, while canned sardines can indeed be a healthy and nutritious option for many, it's essential to be aware of the potential health risks they pose. From botulism to salmonella,